other school got together so they could send their high schoolers on a 5-day trip to Pennsylvania, and I'm going to be telling you all about it. Okay, now on Monday, I got up at 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay, yeah, I know, it sounds early, but we did that to get ready, go to my school so we could load all our high schoolers in a bus, go to the other school so we could load all of them into two big buses, and go to America. On Monday, there wasn't that much that happened, but there were a few notable things, like I got getting to use American money for the first time. Whew, you have no idea how excited I was to do that. I was so happy and so excited to see an American $10 bill with Alexander Hamilton's face on it. And the first thing I bought in America was a Baby Ruth chocolate bar, which I think is kind of like a Snickers, because it has a nougat, caramel, and peanuts. And while I was buying it, I was thinking, wow, they don't have this in Canada. Also, I remembered it was the chocolate bar that Chunk shared with Sloth in the Goonies. So that was another cool thing. So on the bus, we talked and played games and looked out the window, and we got to our first hotel in Connecticut. And that was interesting, because when we got there, we got to our rooms, and after that, we had pizza. It was great pizza, really, really great pizza. And then after that, we hung out and then went to our rooms. Okay, now on Tuesday, that was a super fun day. We went to Hershey Park. Now, okay, I don't know if everyone has heard of Hershey Park, but for those who haven't, it's this ginormous amusement park in Hershey, Pennsylvania, which is all based on the Hershey Chocolate Factory. Well, chocolate and candy. You might have heard of some of their stuff, like, I don't know, Reese's, Hershey Kisses, Twizzlers, and Jolly Ranchers. To be honest, I didn't know that the last two belonged to Twizzlers until I did some research about the park. So we went to Hershey in Pennsylvania, and we all split up into groups so we could stay together and not get lost, because, as I told you, that place was ginormous. I mean, it had an amusement park and a water park and a zoo. Yes, a zoo. So I went off with my group, and the first thing I did was go on my favorite amusement park ride, the carousel. You know, it's the one with the horses that go round and round and up and down while music's playing. And it had this kind of tiny mechanical band. I could only see the drums, so I didn't know how all the other stuff worked, but I just imagined it was like a music box of some sorts. And it was kind of at that moment where I realized we weren't the only school in there, or at least the only group, because there were like a bajillion other schools and groups, along with individuals and families. And the carousel was great. Now, for people who don't like the up and down bit, there are some horses that just stay in one place as they go around, and some that go up and down. I looked up at the mechanism, and it seemed a bit like those wishing wells where you turn a crank, or well, not a wishing well, but an actual well. It was kind of like that, and they also had those chariot thingies. And then after that, me and my group, we went to the zoo, which was about animals all across America. So we got to see owls and wolves and even a bear. Okay, that was pretty interesting. And we also got to see tortoises and also turtles. The thing I remember to tell them apart is tortoise on land, turtle in water. Does that make sense to you? It makes sense to me. And there was also I think it was an alligator, which was cool, like really cool. And then after that, we had some snacks, and then we went on the monorail, which is kind of like a train, and it was a tour of a lot of the park. And, okay, to be honest, that's probably the closest I become to being to riding on an actual roller coaster. And for people who are wondering, yes, there are about a bajillion roller coasters, like Jolly Rancher Remix, Candymonium, and the Bear, which was an inverted roller coaster, which means you have to be upside down. Yeah, I do not want to be on that kind of one. Also, I looked at the Jolly Rancher Remix, and it didn't seem that bad. You went down, loop-de-loop, tunnel, you came around, and you came back up. And I was thinking, okay, that doesn't seem too bad. And then it started going backwards. And then at that point, I was like, there's no way anybody is dragging me on that. Well, after looking at a lot of the stuff, I went to go see the animal show with the seals and sea lions. And that was super cool. I loved it. And then afterwards, we went to the water park called the Boardwalk. And I went on the big yellow water slide, which was super cool. And I also went on this big tower thing with a lot of roller coasters coming out of it. And it was also like a splash pad with all those water features and with a ginormous bucket. So you got properly soaked. And also, one of these slides stood right underneath it. And so the person who was, and so the lifeguard just had a rain jacket on, which, in my opinion, very, very, very smart. And then after I went around on that, I had dinner at the park, which was Subway. Subway, I haven't had, I don't think I might have had Subway. Hey, but it was very good. And then after that, we went home. Well, not home, to the hotel. And then after that, we went to Walmart, where I got lots of cool things. Like, I'll grab one. Like this thing called a Neato, which is like a stress ball. It is a stress ball, but also with a bit of a 70s marketing campaign. Like, you want to feel groovy? Then you need to have this Neato. It'll make your emotions feel groovy in no time. And all that sort of thing. And I also got a bag of makeup sponges, which I thought was very cool. And they feel pretty nice. I tried it out a little while ago, and I gotta say it's pretty effective. And then the final thing I got was lip gloss. I have a little bit on, and it looks like this. And I took, and it goes on very easily, and it's sparkly too, like this. Mm-hmm. 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 Ta-da! And, well, that's Tuesday. I'm going to be covering Wednesday to Friday in a later video because that is enough for a whole other video because so much happened. But the thing I will tell you happened is that we went on an Amish tour and we went to Sight and Sound, which I'll tell you about later. So this is Cora signing off, and remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! See you in the next video!